Before we begin, just a quick note. This podcast is produced by qualified financial professionals and is intended to share general information and insights to help expats better understand common financial topics. However, everyone's circumstances are different and regulations can vary by country, so nothing discussed should be taken as personal financial, tax, or investment advice. If you're considering making financial decisions based on anything covered in this episode, we recommend seeking professional advice tailored to your individual situation.
You're listening to Expat Money Matters with me, Georgina. At Chase Buchanan, our goal is to provide total clarity in an uncertain global landscape. To help you stay connected and updated wherever you are, we've adapted our weekly market update email into this convenient audio format. Here is your update for the 15th of April, 2026.
Good morning or good afternoon, wherever you're joining us from. This week, market attention has been dominated by a sharp escalation in the Middle East and the cascading consequences now feeding into energy markets, inflation expectations, and global financial conditions. At the centre of this shift is a severe disruption to the Strait of Hormuz, a critical artery for global oil and gas supplies. With commercial traffic heavily restricted and exporters facing significant logistical pressure, energy markets have reacted swiftly. Brent crude has moved above $120 per barrel, and concerns remain that prices could rise further if the impasse continues. For investors, the significance lies not only in the immediate price shock, but in the broader inflationary pressure that elevated fuel and transport costs exert across the global economy. This has placed central banks in an increasingly precarious position. What appeared to be a supportive backdrop for rate cuts earlier in the year has become far less certain. In the United States, March inflation data showed a sharp acceleration driven largely by energy costs. In the United Kingdom, the Bank of England faces an uncomfortable mix of elevated inflation, stagnant growth, and a softening labour market. There is a growing consensus that interest rates may need to remain higher for longer than many had anticipated. In the UK, this matters not only at a macro level, but in practical, everyday terms. Borrowing costs remain elevated, and the broader fiscal environment remains demanding. The spring statement signalled a continued direction of fiscal restraint, where frozen thresholds continue to pull more taxpayers into higher bands. Changes to capital taxation and inheritance planning remain highly relevant for anyone with UK-linked wealth. For expatriates and internationally mobile families, this is a reminder that tax planning can no longer be treated as a periodic exercise. It increasingly requires an ongoing, proactive strategy. The broader investment backdrop has also become more divided. Developed international markets have shown relative resilience compared with the United States, underlining the value of diversification, while fixed income has seen some recovery as investors reassess risk. Currency markets have reflected this defensive mood. The US dollar has benefited from safe haven demand and its energy exporter status, while sterling and the euro remain more exposed to the costs of imported energy. For globally mobile individuals, the policy landscape is becoming more restrictive. The UK has increased immigration and settlement fees, and European residency by investment routes continue to tighten as nations become more selective about capital and migrant intake. Conversely, jurisdictions such as the UAE and Thailand are positioning themselves more aggressively as alternative hubs for internationally mobile wealth and retirement planning. Ultimately, this has been a week in which global instability has translated into direct financial consequences. Higher energy prices, more cautious central banks, and a demanding cross-border planning environment are now shaping the outlook. In such periods, clarity, structure, and regular reviews of your financial strategy become more important than ever.
And that wraps up this week's Market Snapshot. If you'd prefer to get the information before it's published here, you can sign up for the update directly on our website. Just visit chasebuchanan.com and subscribe and get the update delivered straight to your inbox, giving you a head start on the week. Thanks for listening to Expat Money Matters. I'm Georgina. Join us next time as we explore money matters for your life abroad.